things customers don't tell their mechanic. Let's talk about that. Why? So, yes, customers come in on their worst day.
Okay.
But they're also hiding things when they come in because of either embarrassment or what? Like we had that Yukon. They came in.
Mm-hmm.
We did work. They did half the work.
They did have to work?
Yeah. Well, they did that, like the wheel hub, the hub, whatever. That's when I was getting out of it. Yay, we have Elena now. I'm so excited.
I guess I don't remember that one.
Was it Yukon, Tahoe, whatever it was, the black one? I don't want to say a name.
We started a diagnostic on it, and that was it.
No. He was very particular, and he was bringing up he's very researched and all the information.
Oh, the Suburban.
Okay. Was it a Suburban? I thought it was just a little guy.
An older white Suburban.
Was it a white one? I thought it was black.
2000.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Wow. Yes.
Wow.
And you guys got him crumble cookie and calmed him down.
Yes.
But yeah. He'd been in multiple times, right?
Right. So what things they hide from us when they come into the shop, right?
I realize he wants to save money, and he wants me to keep telling him what to fix and why, because we will give complimentary inspections. But when it's this third one in 2 or 3 weeks, we got to stop, because now I'm just giving him free advice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was upset because the previous inspection was overlapped into the new one, but things weren't updated. Well, we had just given him a complimentary inspection. We can't keep doing that for free. We have to feed our family and take care of ours too, right? So we can't do it for free. But he even told me when he dropped it off that night, yeah, I'm tired of just throwing parts at it. I want to leave it to the professionals, but then didn't want to do any of the other work. He wanted another inspection. And I don't know if he thought that was okay. I don't know why he thought that was okay to do that to a small family business. I don't know. That was kind of harsh.
So what do you think? Do you think he was trying to hide something, or do you think he was being upfront?
He was trying to get free guidance on the repairs, what it needs. And he stated that to me that night when we were all closed. Me and Gage were working late and doing some stuff.
That's interesting that somebody would say something like that to the owner when I don't know. And maybe
I don't know if some people don't know I'm the owner.
They obviously don't see your social media, right? But here's the other thing, though. I just lost my thought. You made me lose my thought. It's gone now. It's gone into
Free
the ethers. No, it's gone. It's totally gone. But anyways, so what else have you seen? What else do people hide? Like, do you think they hide everything? Is it more of an embarrassment thing? Or do you think because I've YouTubed my fix and I'm too embarrassed to tell you that I tried to do something to save myself some money?
I've seen that, yeah, I've seen that. And I guess I'm still stuck in that mindset of they're going to tell me everything what's wrong, and then I'll go YouTube it and get it fixed. And I need to get out of that because there's many people that are like, oh, yeah, I better not tell them all this because that's kind of embarrassing, right? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's an ego thing, right? Like, At what point?
Yeah. I guess I've had some people, I've seen you put your phone away and look at your phone, so now
It was buzzing. No, you made me lose my thought, too.
Did you turn it off? Can you turn your phone off this time?
What if a kid calls? What if there's an emergency? I've got one at home.
No, you got to turn it off.
There's no kids.
Everybody will live for an hour or two.
Anyways, I lost my train of thought like 2 minutes ago, too, so there we're even, all right?
Yeah. No, I think when you're going to the doctor, too.
I'm hiding all those tubs of ice cream that I'm eating while he's telling me that my heart's bad for me or something.
Yeah.
Stop eating that dairy. It's bad for your heart or whatever. I don't know. I don't even know because,
So 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, I went and had some blood work done, and I was just running the shop. I kind of stopped working out, trying to eat healthier, and my doctor said your bad cholesterol is like climbing. It's like, I don't know, it was like 112, 114. It's not super bad, but it's still not your normal range. So then I went on a health kick for like 6 months and came back with no supplements outside of just vitamins. No TRT or anything, but my testosterone was like 700 natural from 3. My bad cholesterol was like back into the 90s, like 98, 99, something like that. It was everything was going homeostasis by eating healthier and doing a little bit of exercise. So I don't know. That was embarrassing for me. And I was like, that got me going and listening to their advice again. And,
Yeah, but I don't think not everybody thinks that way though either, right? I mean, they might turn into, it might stem from embarrassment and then it goes into overwhelm. Like, oh my gosh, I've put myself in this situation. I don't know how to get myself out of this situation. So I'm just going to continue to be in this situation.
Yeah.
Or
I don't know.
Or like family members, I'm just going to ignore it. I'm just going to ignore it. And now it's turned into something life-threatening because I've ignored it.
It will go away, right? No.
Yeah, it'll go away when you die.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell no one, right?
Yeah.
And I think I've been there with other things in life, business aspect, right?
Oh, totally.
Not getting the help I need and the assistance and, the coaching and help from you. And
I think everybody, every human being has been put into a situation that is similar like that, to where they need to learn something.
Yeah.
And they either need to pay a professional to learn that or YouTube University to learn that. But when you use the YouTube University, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a hard one, right?
It is, because it's like, at what point do the professional
they
over here on YouTube University
you need to know for a fact that
that they know what they're talking
credible.
about.
Yes, that they know what
but
they're
also
talking
you
about.
don't know. I mean, I've heard the pilot analogy all the time when people are, starting businesses. They always use the pilot analogy to the fact of, you don't go ask your pilot flying a plane if that's your first flight, do you? You just trust that he's done all his training and that he's, so then what,
Well,
same with a doctor. I mean, you can tell by a doctor.
There's a new question and a new rabbit hole for me because I've never thought of that.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. And we're flying in like 6 weeks.
So now I'm going to go to the stewardess that the pilot I know is right back there and go, is this his first flight? Or can you tell me that?
They probably can't tell you that.
They probably can't tell me that.
No. That's like a doctor. Is this your first operation, or can you tell me that? Okay, but mind you, so the student university down there in San Diego, when I had my gallbladder taken out, I had it done at student university. I don't know if my doctor or my surgeon he could have been the overseer, and there could have been a whole bunch of students in there working on me, and he could have been like the one doing cut here, cut here, cut here.
So now
I was knocked out. I don't know.
So now my brain goes to 3 different age groups, right now. It goes to like Gage, Alec, and then maybe, so Gage and Alec are in the same age group to me. Then it goes to me, quite a few other business owners, Scott, Tim. It goes to all those ones that are super, super knowledgeable and know every in and out that could or could not happen, and their brain is in its prime technically. Then I guess that span could go from mid-30s to technically in their 60s, and then you have the older generation who are really smart, but their dexterity in their hands aren't working how they're supposed to. So I think I want that middle group to work with. That's who I want working on mine. I know that's kind of a
but
that's who I want to work with.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree, and good, bad, or whatever. But what about the Doogie Housers? And there was another show that I used to watch. He was a super autistic, brilliant doctor.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But he was a kid. but
Yep.
and he was brilliant, but nobody trusted him because he was
Yeah.
autistic and he was
Right.
young.
Yeah.
But the team he surrounded himself with.
Yeah. I know what we watched that off and
Yeah,
on. I
yeah.
get it. Yeah.
But so what about those? And they're young, they're kids,
Right.
but they're brilliant in their own right.
Right. And I think that's not, I just know who I want working on my stuff, right? So I'm not saying they're not
Okay, but back to
they're
the
not
whole
great or going to be even more exceptionally great,
right. You could be turning your nose up at Einstein for all you know.
Totally. I agree.
Rude.
And that's why I gave it a huge span too, like early to mid 30s to mid 60s max. That's a good span.
Oh, you just cut out a whole bunch of the boomers. They're pissed at you now.
Oh, I know. I know. I get it.
Okay, but what else do you see that they come in and they're hiding from you? Like, what do you think is the most number one thing that you see that the customer either doesn't want to tell you from embarrassment or doesn't want to tell you from lack of understanding or just not knowing?
I think the most of it is lack of understanding. They want to, back to the battery thing, when you kill a lead acid battery so many times, or when you drain it below a 10, let's just say 10.5 volt, it creates this crud around the plates inside of it, and that doesn't come off there. The battery doesn't come back to life. Well, they had an alternator, wasn't charging right, and the battery kept being run low, and I knew that it needed another battery already. It technically had a worn out starter because it was taking the beating by not just cranking, it was heating the cables up. The alternator was intermittently charging, so there's 3 pieces that need to be done. And he said, well, I just had my battery replaced. You're not going to tell me I need a battery because I just replaced it, 2 months ago. And so then I educated him and let him know what happens to the battery when you run it below and the alternator wasn't charged. Then he was mad at me he was very upset with me because he didn't understand that part. He didn't know if he should believe it or if I knew what I was talking about, right? All he knew is he just put a battery in there, and then he kind of stopped and he started listening to me, and he's like, well, I'll just take my vehicle somewhere else and have it looked at. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine, but I guarantee any technician, any reputable shop is going to tell him the same thing, right? So he was, I think he was not ashamed, but like wanted to speak and say, I just put a battery in. You're not going to tell me I need a battery. And then I educated him why it needed the battery. And he was like, he stopped. And he knew I was speaking truth because how certain I was. So I don't know.
But that can go into the whole reputation of the industry and of itself.
Right.
I feel like people put mechanics, technicians, whatever you guys want to call yourselves today, and in the label of lawyers, because lawyers are sharks, and what else do people put into that bucket of that industry, that career? It's interesting to, I guess, because I don't know, and maybe it's because I've learned to be so open and ask questions and curious and understanding of, well, I'm going to see it from both sides.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As a lawyer, I'm a big fat researcher and I'm researching everything to prove that I'm right.
Yeah.
I
would say for the masses, like 90% of people, 80 to 90 are, I love the ones like you like you said, they want to be educated, they want to understand, they want to know, and they're accepting of that knowledge. They're not, a wall didn't come up and they're not fighting you about it, right? So there's certain people like that one gentleman that a wall came up, and that's how my mom was, She was like, oh, they're ripping me off. And it's like, Mom, why don't we see it from their point? Like, let's try and,
but I think that a lot of that, and maybe it is for those people though too, but a lot of it for your mom was trauma based.
Yes.
She put her protective shell around her because she had to protect her. Otherwise, somebody else was going to come hurt her.
Never enough money, right? That mindset, that attraction in life, never enough, and
every time somebody says that, I go to The Greatest Show and hear that song in my head.
Yeah. So,
I can't sing it or I'd sing it for you.
and I think I go there once in a while too, and it's like, oh, and I get defensive and not going to spend that. And it's like, then I calm down. It's like, it's just life. It's just a little bit of money, whatever it may be. It's not that big of a deal. Let's try and understand everything as a whole. And
Reality is, I think, but me personally, for myself, and I can only speak for myself, right? Because I only know myself truly.
right.
Becoming curious has made life a whole lot easier and better.
Yeah.
The asking why.
Yeah.
Why does that happen?
Yeah.
Not, well, it should be this way, and because I did it this way.
Yeah.
But that's also really hard for me some points too, because of my own personality of being a perfectionist. And that's so hard for me to break, because I know I'm also, that is my strength and my weakness all in one. Is because I will go research the shit out of it so I have the knowledge and I can prove myself to you.
Yeah.
A strength and a weakness. If you're coming at me, I'm going to know the subject that you're coming at me for, and I'm going to be right.
Yeah. 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 And I see that in you, and I've gotten to the point where Tony, he was in our group. He wasn't technically in our coaching group, but Tony is in the other group.
Yeah, I was visiting.
6, and we're in 5 or whatever.
We're in 6.
We're in 6. So he came from a different group. But anyway, you could see in his eyes, and it was like, he reminded me so much of my dad. And he says, but is it worth the time? Right. And that's where I go. It's like, ooh, no, not worth my time. I want to learn this though. That's worth my time. I'm going to dive deep into this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to learn this. And it's like, I value that time of things I want, and like, it's a passion, programming, tuning, all of that's like, that will never die off. Right.
But okay, again, turning it back to what they hide from you, because maybe it's this passion for them, but they don't have the actual resources. YouTube University can be helpful, but it's not.
Yeah.
But they don't have the resources or the schooling or the knowledge to be able to fix it, but it's a passion for them and not a money-saving thing for them.
Yeah.
So again, they're going to come in the shame spiral of, this is a passion and something I really want to learn, but I've hidden this from you because I feel the embarrassment of, I did it myself.
And you said this, and it's not that. And I think I felt that with the last one. Like, he was very excited to work on his own vehicle too, right? And I guess I've been there when I was younger, learning things in a shop, and it was day in, day out, 365 days a year learning for the last 20, 30, a little over 30 years now. So I'm 46, I'm 47. Yeah. So no, I was hands-on full-time. First cylinder head job was a 94 Pontiac Grand Am, and I was 14 years old, and I did that one all by myself.
I so wanted one of those cars. Those were cool cars.
Tore it apart, put it back together. It ran when I was done, and I was 14 years old.
I'm just saying, I really liked those cars when I was younger.
Yeah, it was a gold one. It was a 4-cylinder. I remember that. Grand Am, or maybe that was a Grand Prix. I just remember it was the Grand Am style.
Somebody said Saturn today. I was like, oh my God. Wow, where did those cars go?
Yeah. But it took that much time invested from 14 to 46. 32 years?
I know you're old.
Wow. And this is where I'm at with never stopping, never changing profession. I think I went to your
10,000 hours as an expert, right? Yes, you have owned that for sure.
Right. But that's where it took to get where I'm at, right? So,
but it's also
ever
evolving, though, too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't stay stagnant in combustion engines, because now you have EV, and even I don't think whatever with that whole situation. Yeah. But still, the electronics are still making it into regular gas and diesel cars, right?
Yes, it's just monitoring everything precisely, right?
Mm-hmm. So,
and it's like the brushless RC cars. Like I got into that when Gage was a baby, and it's like you have a massive, a motor that's 20 to 30 times, but it's still the same. So I actually love the electric cars, but it's so much easier of a flow with gas and diesel because there's so much more, and I've already invested so much time. So sure, if it did go that way, I would be able to evolve into that much easier, knowing what I know, because there's already so much electronics wrapped up into everything, and I already know enough that I'm not worried about it. If it does go that way, I don't think it will.
I don't think it will either.
But the
infrastructure is not there. How are you going to charge it? Dude, if I am going on a road trip and I have to stop every 400 miles and I'm in Idaho,
yeah,
there's no charging stations for me.
You just hook your diesel generator up to
Oh my gosh, I saw that on a TikTok. I was like, are they serious right now? Like, okay, guys, like they had like a bike rack or whatever, a suitcase rack on the back of their Tesla, and they were literally charging their car with the stupid generator. And I'm like,
I have a Cummins, and you and I have a Cummins generator. So if we had to.
I mean,
Yeah. So there's that for you.
That would be an absolute, what, dude, but serious though.
There's too much invested in what we have now for the vehicles we're working on now that we can flow them in and out so much more faster. It would be a slow.
What about a DIYer now? How's that going to evolve for them? Are they going to be able to DIY their Teslas? There's
enough circulating knowledge that, they probably no, it'd probably be too dangerous. Like you have to take Teslas to Tesla. There's certain technicians that can only work on them, and like I said,
But even the little brakes, like we talked about the brakes, where one thing, and it's you have to calibrate brakes, and
the EVs are a whole different ball game, right? 100%. But for the technician like me, and a lot of the Sloan, all of the check engine Chuck, all those technicians that are really good already at everything that we've invested our life into understanding this. Like it might slow us down, like learning from Shop Boss Techmetric. That's all it's going to be for me, right? It's going,
it pissed you off, though.
You're slowing me down. That's all
made you so mad.
Oh man. My mind can flow, and I can hear the noise, see it, drive it, touch it, feel it, and I know it's wrong, like that fast. And it's just going to slow me down to where I have to learn a different ball game, and it'll take a minute, but I'd get there. I'm not worried about it. But yes, no, if you already don't know anything about these vehicles.
Okay, but could you imagine what those technicians see from the DIYers, what those DIYers are trying to hide from them?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I mean, think about the things that we get hit, like they hide from us, right? We should go find somebody and be like, what do they hide from you?
Oh, God.
What do you see?
This guy almost died and didn't even know it, right?
Oh, my gosh, right? I know. It's like they need to go to lineman school, like for reals.
Yeah, because there's cables that are probably, -2 gauge, 1 inch thick and 600 volt systems, and
yeah. Whew.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't remove there's a massive cable plug on a lot of them, and you don't pull that so you can go work on certain things, and you better be wearing linesman gloves, right? That's why I got a pair of linesman gloves, because I used to play with them and rebuild some of the battery packs on some of the old hybrids. I'm not it's just a different ball game. I'm not worried about it,
Yeah.
Totally not.
I want to hear all the Tesla mechanic stories now.
But yes, they could be super dangerous, right?
Oh, I'm gonna go find somebody like that. There's somebody on TikTok that I follow now, and I saw some in his comments. He was like, "I'm afraid to bring my car to your shop because you're gonna ridicule me and my car," because he goes through the whole tickets of customers' concerns.
Yeah.
He brought one in the other day. Oh my gosh, dude bought, I don't know, 2002 4Runner, whatever, limited. He made a point to make sure that they knew that it was a limited. It had been rolled back 150,000 miles.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What year was this?
2002, something like that.
Okay.
It was an older one.
Okay.
So kid paid $5,000 for it or whatever, and then put another $7,000 into it. And if you went in Blue Book, like he was bringing up the Carfax and all the proof and everything, like showing, because like when we see,
Yeah.
it's been rolled back 150,000 miles.
Right.
So reality is, cool, that 4Runner has over 300,000 miles on it, and he
Right.
was like shocked at the repairs that it didn't need.
Right.
But he was also like, dude, this kid just spent 20 grand on a $2,000 car
Oh no.
because of all the repairs, and he thought he was buying a 4Runner that was 150,000 miles, not 300,000.
Right.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so it's funny watching him because he'll bring in the customer concerns, and then people are like, I don't want my car to go to you because you're gonna totally show everything that's wrong with it.
Yeah, and I don't like to do that to some of my customers. I like to be discreet, but show a problem and a solution and go, this was an oddball one. Hey, if you got the difficult ones, bring them here. I can help you, right? I don't like to hurt people's feelings or put people down. So
yeah,
I don't.
No, there was another one
that's a risky one.
Well, he's got a lot of followers, so I mean, to each their own, right? And he's in California, so whatever.
Right.
Take that with a grain of salt.
Right.
But there was another one that he was doing where the customer brought it in. I don't even remember what it was for, and I don't know if it was a Challenger or what. But they had pulled out the nitrous system out of the car to hide it. He opens the trunk and he sees the entire setup, but the bottles are gone. He's like, really? So that guy is hiding that from, I'm bringing my car in to get repaired,
Right.
but I'm not going to tell you really that I'm running,
Right.
I'm running a race car setup.
Well, and we had that with there was a Mustang, and you could tell he'd done some work to it and did a delete with the cats and whatnot, and it rumbled, and by all means it's a Coyote. It's not slow, but when you're aggressively braking and driving pretty severely, and then you end up with squeaks and moans because you did 150 mile an hour slowdown and you got those rotors glowing, they're never going to be the same. They're going to make so many different noises.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Is that the one that we lost on?
Yeah. And then
because we had to order from,
Yep. And then the only way to cure it was with a performance set of factory pads and rotors, but then he comes back and drops it off for the complaint of the moaning, the squeaking, squealing.
Still.
And you can see, see the right front wheel. He was going pretty fast, and we do DVIs.
Yeah.
It showed that. I looked on the first one, I'm like, what the heck? It was just in here 2 days ago. Now there's a huge chunk missing out of the right front wheel, and he smacked against something because he was going a little too fast and didn't handle it. And then you could tell he backed off and didn't say much and was just thankful for us to take care of it because he knew, most performance packages, more people like that, they know they've been warned with other things. This is a performance motor. It's a race engine, blah, blah, blah. There's no warranty on that, guys. A lot of people don't, do and don't understand that there's no warranty on, modified race trucks or race cars or things like that. And a lot of people understand that. So you could tell he kind of backed off and was like, yeah, no, thanks for fixing that. I see that in the inspection. Yeah, I curbed it pretty good. I was
we lost our crap on that one.
Yeah, I know. But still, so you got to watch out for things like that. And some people do it on purpose, and some people know, like Joey, like your brother, he knows better. Hey, if it breaks, it breaks. We put a turbo on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll buy a bigger motor next time.
I know, he always talks to me about his Australian crate motor that he's going to get.
At least he's honest about it and knows better, right? So those are the people I like working with, right? That understand, and I'll try and help them out and make it right if we're doing something like that, right?
Yeah. But for reals, though, honesty is the best policy.
Yep.
It's going to save you a whole bunch of money if you're just honest up front.
Yep. I 100% agree, because then I'll work with you and try and help you, even if it,
Yeah. Because then I know what you're doing, and I can be like, you probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And this is why.
Yep. Yeah, but I guess your brother's one of the best examples, because that's how I am, too. It's like, yeah, I know.
But I'm still going to do it.
Yep. I bought a bunch of performance parts and got 5 years wrapped up in an engine and going to make 1,500 horse, and if I don't get it right and I blow something up, it's my fault, right? But the first one at 1,000 horse made it
And the
for
wife
4
is going to
years.
sell it for 20 grand.
Yeah, and the 1,000 horse build made it 4 years, and I tore it down, and now I'm just building more power because it made it that long, and I'm like, wow, that was awesome. I'm learning things. I'm getting pretty good at this stuff, right? So we'll see how this one goes.